keeping things in perspective, keeping the proper mindset when things aren't going exactly the way you'd like them. That's what we'll talk about on this episode of Costa Rica Story. So I'm on day 11 of no internet, and a lot of what I use the internet for is videos and the YouTube channel, and that, of course, obviously that's a huge thing, but equally it's cut off my communications because I live kind of back in the jungle, and that's how I keep in contact with everybody. My girlfriend lives 2 hours away, and that's how I keep in contact with her. My friends in the States, my friends here in Costa Rica. It's like, and it's not like I don't have any access because I still have my cell phone, and I go to the restaurants when I need to do any major uploads or anything like that. But it's a huge inconvenience, but I need to keep it in perspective because, I mean, look at where I am. I'm here in Costa Rica. It's 6 a.m. or 6:15 or whatever it is, and I'm on a beautiful beach. The other day I was kind of bummed out, and I was in the shower, and I had my shower window open, and there was a howler monkey just going crazy out there, hooting and hooting. So it's like, yeah, keep things in perspective. You don't have internet, big deal. You'll get through it. Today I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that maybe it's going to take even longer to get the internet going. And on top of my internet not working, my air conditioner is kind of not doing well, and it's been kind of sickly for quite a while, and it's kind of reached the end of its effectiveness. So that needs to be taken care of. The insects seem to be getting to me a little bit. I live harmoniously pretty much for the most part. The ants are not really a problem. I'll see them in the house every once in a while, and I'm scavenging, and I don't stomp on them or anything. I just let them go about their business and live and let live. But I had some ants in my car, and I've had them in my car for like a month and a half. I've been noticing them in my car, and I came home one day and they were all over the outside of my car, front to back, and I realized that they were actually living inside the car. I like to live and let live, but if something crosses the line, I've got to protect my car. So I use this bait that it's basically detergent, like laundry detergent mixed with sugary water, and they take it back to the nest and it takes care of them. I didn't want to have to do it, but it was actually kind of fascinating watching them. They went into this feeding frenzy. When you look at the video, it looks like I sped it up, but I didn't. That's the actual speed these ants are moving. They're very efficient, and their efficiency is what helped me get rid of them, because they took that soapy sugar stuff back to their nest, which was apparently in my headlights. That took care of them for now anyways. I hope I don't have to deal with them, because they can do a lot of damage. They can get into computers, they can get into any kind of electronics, and they're very efficient, so they can do some damage. Another creepy crawly problem I have, I've got a lot of millipedes at night that seem to come out at a certain time. They come in waves. I'm not sure what their deal is, but it's almost like a coordinated thing. So like around 7:30 or 8:30, I get a lot of these things running across the floor, and if you step on them, they're really gross, and they also poop a lot, so they're not good to have around. So I've got an index card that I go and I scoop them up with, and I drop them in the toilet, and and eventually when I get enough in there, I flush the toilet. I make no apologies for that. They broke the contract of behaving. And the third insect issue I'm dealing with is, you may have heard it in the last video, is the really loud cicadas. And I can't do any video in my yard. They just kind of overwhelm the audio. It's interesting at first, but after a while, it starts to get right into your brain. So that's a good excuse to come here to the beach. So I guess it's not really a huge issue, but they really grate my ears. I really don't like that sound. I have tinnitus, so that sound is like just almost matches the tinnitus, so it's not pleasant after a while. At first I thought it was kind of cool, but it can be overwhelming. So I've had a wide variety of people living above me, from like super great people that I have been so fortunate to have met, to other people that are just completely inconsiderate idiots. One of my pet peeves with the people that stay is some people think it's okay to flick their ashes from the upper deck down onto my stuff down below. And some people even will just drop their butts down. I know it may seem like a small thing, but if you have a place and you consider it your home and people are dropping cigarette butts, it really it's annoying. And in other news, I paid my girlfriend in Golfito a quick visit. And while I was down visiting Natty, we checked out a rental property real close to her house. And it's just amazing to me the difference in prices between Uvita and Golfito, and also the difference in prices between what you'll see advertised on something like Facebook or some of the popular online sites, compared to if you know a Costa Rican who happens to be renting a place. It's a whole different world. I wouldn't call it an underground market, because that's the normal market, but like the Facebook advertisements and a lot of the other online advertisements are part of the reason why the rentals are so inflated in places like Uvita. It's crazy. I mean, it's a controversial topic. So a lot of what's happening with my apartment right now kind of seems almost like the universe giving me that little push to say, hey Ed, it's time to find another place. You've been saying you want to do it for a while, and you know, my original thought was I would stay at this first place for 4 months and then I'd move on to another place. I am probably going to look at some more places down in Golfito. Not that Golfito is going to be my permanent place of residence, but you know, I could just move to a different place just to see how it is to live here. But one thing this is making me realize also is that I'm not going to be here in Uvita forever, so I need to get on the video topics that I've been wanting to do here that I've kind of put off, because you know, it's funny when you live somewhere, it's like, oh, I can do that anytime, and then ends up not getting done. So these obvious videos that I have been putting off, when my internet gets back up, I'm really going to get on those. So it's important to find the positives in a negative like this, because this really has been a huge negative for me, and I'm kind of almost embarrassed to say how much of a negative it has been. It shouldn't be, but having no internet really affected me in a negative way. So in light of that, I'm finding the positive, and one of the positive is I'm really going to be up and running when the internet gets back on. You know, it will give me a greater appreciation of having internet, and I think I'm going to be a very productive person. I'm going to have to be a very productive person, because I've fallen behind in my goals and things. So hopefully I'm not going to be coming back on here a week from now, you know, saying, oh, this is day 17 of no internet. This reminds me a little bit of when I was in the United States. I felt so bad about the situation I was in. It was cold, it was miserable. How was I ever going to get past that? So my situation now is not anywhere near as bad as it was then. So I need to keep that in mind. Just take a look at my background. I'm on a beautiful beach in Costa Rica. So yes, it's important to keep things in perspective. Have the right frame of mind, the right mindset. And my mentor in moving to Costa Rica, the great Sarah Elena, she told me there would be days like this. Like that song says, Mama told me there'd be days like this. Well, Sarah Elena told me there'd be days like this when you're kind of down because you've got, maybe your internet's not working, maybe you don't have electricity, but you just have, that's where your mindset comes in. It's like, yeah, you could say, oh no, oh, woe is me. Or you could go to the beach and say, wow, this is pretty freaking awesome. You know, that's the better thing to do. And I'm realizing right now that one of the problems I've had with this is I'm kind of obsessed with getting this problem taken care of when there's actually nothing I can do about it. So instead of hanging around my house waiting to get a text to let me know if the internet's coming back on. I need to just realize it's out of my hands, and I just have to do what I can do, which is I need to go out and shoot some more video and things. Well, I'm gonna function right now as if I have no internet, which I don't. And I'm gonna be productive, and I'm gonna get things done, and I'm just gonna find a new way to get things done. I can't do it the old way, but I can still do them. I still have the tools to get things done. I need to be a little bit more creative about it. I need to get my momentum back. So what I'm gonna do today, it's probably 6:30, approaching 7 a.m. I'm gonna go home and edit this video. And then later on today, I'm gonna go to Indomitos, have a nice breakfast, even if it's like 2 o'clock, because they have breakfast all day. And I'm gonna upload the video there. And then I'm gonna start on my next video, and I'm gonna be productive. I'm gonna get 2 videos a week, whether I have internet in my house or not. Well, the sun's coming up, hitting the beach here, Playa Hermosa. And that's all I've got for this episode of Costa Rica Story. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like if you liked it. Most importantly, put your comments down below because I want to hear what you've got to say. Hasta luego. She expressed very strongly she did not like it when I colored the gray from the sides of my hair. She prefers it. She prefers my hair blanco, no negro. So, what did I do? I kind of want to just let it go gray, and it's what I'm going to do. But this one last time, I kind of wanted to get a reaction from her, so I dyed my hair, and I left the dye in longer so it would be like really dark. And I thought that would be funny, and I just wanted to see her reaction, and she would see the joke, but she was not amused. As you can see, I kind of overdid the dyeing of the gray. So she wasn't happy with that, but I mean, she's getting over it. From now on, you can watch the gray slowly come into my hair, and I'm gonna allow it to go natural, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm glad that that's something that she is in favor of.